Hello, everybody. Welcome into the Rocky Top Roundtable alongside Eric Kane, Rob Lewis, and Brent Hubbs. I'm Austin Price, and it's ETSU week. You've come off the season opener. You got a huge game next week with Georgia. How do you avoid kind of just sleepwalking through this one, Brent Hubbs?
Well, each of the games Josh Heupel's not a big fan of. He understands it's part of it. It's a chance for young guys to learn, but it is a different challenge. And I think the maturity of their leadership, Rob, is going to be on display here because you just got to go handle your business. Everybody's going to assume this is just 65-0 or whatever. You better be ready to play out of the gates and take care of business early and then get into that type of game.
Yeah, I mean, I see all sides of it, the concern about sleepwalking, looking ahead to Georgia. Man, I think that when they come so early in the season like this one, and you still got that excitement, a camp is over, we're playing somebody different. I mean, I think that minimizes the risk that you're going to go out there and be zombies, in the first quarter. And also think that Tennessee has helped in that regard because they have so many guys that haven't played a lot before, been in the program, but are moving in new roles. And I just think you got a lot of guys that are anxious to get on the field right now.
Rob brings up good points. It also helps it's the home opener. You didn't play at home last week.
Yeah,
right?
No doubt. They're going to be amped up, ready to run through that tee, play in front of the home crowd. So there's some excitement kind of built into what this game is. But if you're a veteran, you got to show good maturity. You also want to see how quickly you can get in, get out, handle business. And guys, if you're one of those young players, specifically on the defensive side of the football, you got some run on Saturday, didn't finish the game the way that you probably needed to. That should be motivation in itself, right? Get back out there and try to leave a better taste in your mouth based on the second half on Saturday.
I think for the young guys, Austin, this is exactly what you want.
Sure.
I mean, for the Ethan Utleys of the world and for some of these other young players that got thrown into it, the Jaden Harmons and those guys, to get right back on there to work on things, I think is really good for those guys. Travis Smith, those guys. This is the opportunity they've got to take full advantage of using this week the right way.
First home game for a lot of players. First home game for Joey Aguilar is, he's coming off what was a really, really solid performance. We talked about, obviously the stats leading up, to this point all week long. I just continued to go back to he did not put the ball in harm's way, and everybody just kept talking about the interceptions. But at least for one game in this offense, he looked really, really solid as far as not forcing the ball.
For me, what stood out about him was, his most inaccurate throws were the easy throws. So I think that's easy to correct. I love the way, Rob, that he delivered the football when he set his feet and threw it in the middle of the football field. I thought he threw it on the run pretty well. He just made plays. I think you wrote that in the 3-2-1. That's the thing you come away with is he was a guy who made plays for this offense.
Yeah, made it with his feet. He was decisive. I don't want to make too much of it because I don't think Syracuse is a really good defensive football team. But, man, to play as efficiently and effectively as he did, while also being somewhat aggressive in his first game in an offense when he got here in May, new teammates. I think that was really impressive. And I know he's getting some hype and some accolades, and he deserves them. Again, I don't want to say Joey for Heisman yet, but to come in, with as thin of a body of work as he had, and receivers banged up in fall camp, and to play like he did on Saturday, I think that was pretty big time.
Not even after that 73-yard bomb, you're not ready to say Joey for Heisman?
Not quite, but how cool was it to see a UT quarterback hit somebody in stride?
Yeah, every Tennessee fan just said, finally, thank goodness this is here. No, complete command control of the offense, and he said it in postgame. He's a cool, calm, collective guy. The moment obviously wasn't too big for him. I didn't think it would be, but not a whole lot of pre-snap penalties. The operation was clean, and the fact that, he read through his progressions, that's not there, let me go run 25 yards on the second drive that led to a touchdown. How Tennessee called plays for him, quarterback draw on third down. Later in the game, they called a quarterback sweep, didn't get the yard to gain, but I like the ability and the faith to let this guy just go out there and play. So got to clean some things up. He was missing high a little bit in this football game, but overall, can't ask for much more in his debut. And the stage is going to be much, much greater against Georgia. Here we go, looking over ETSU, but against Georgia. But it was a great start on Saturday.
The ability to run the football, always been there for Josh Heupel. Offensive line, protected, didn't give up a sack. They ran for basically 250 yards. Exactly what you thought?
Well, not with that lineup. You thought Tennessee was going to be able to run the football, but you didn't know that lineup was coming. And again, I think that's just a tremendous credit, Eric, to Glenn Ellerby and to the kids. Think about Jesse Perry now. It's your first start. You spend all week prepping for the guys you're going to line up across from at defensive tackle, and then all of a sudden you find out at breakfast you're bumping out to right tackle and you don't miss a beat. Those guys were extremely efficient and extremely productive in the run game. And Austin's talked about it all offseason. they are so much more athletic to me than what they were a year ago.
Yeah, and I mean, you go back and you watch it on tape, and Wendell Moy just, man, he flashed. He flashed over and over. And Jesse Perry, who, again, as you pointed out, gonna make his first start at right guard, bumping out the right tackle, bringing Shammy Marvin there left guard, flipping Wendell Moy from left guard to right guard. This was the, what if one of your tackles gets hurt for an extended period of tie game? What are you going to do? This was it. And they had nearly 500 yards of total offense against a Power 4 opponent, allowing 4 TFLs, whatever it was, and no sacks. I mean, job well done to Glenn Ellerby's unit. I thought that was a heck of a debut. And, guys, this allows David Sanders, and you hate that he didn't play, but this allows David Sanders to come in, likely this weekend, get his feet wet, work in against the Bucs, and then, of course, the challenge that awaits next week.
Speaking of the Bucs, Rob, we flip things to defense, and is it a positive that you're going against 2 quarterbacks, we'll see which one plays or which one plays the most, that have played at the Power 4 level, that have experience, that are probably a little more talented than your normal, quarterback that would be at ETSU?
Sure. I mean, I think that probably adds a little something to it for Tennessee this week as far as a benefit. But man, when you're playing as many, young guys, or I mean, not necessarily guys that haven't played before, but like Nathan Robinson's, guys that have been in your program but are moving into vastly different roles. I mean, I just think this is a great game for those type of dudes. More reps. Idris Farouk, I mean, coming, first ever start. Just watching tape and being able to go out immediately, 7 days later in a low pressure game, I think there's a lot of benefit to this game for young guys like that.
Well, I think it's a good challenge too from the standpoint. I think Will Healy will just throw the kitchen sink at you. This is, he's got nothing to lose. He's brought in a bunch of new people. He's trying to get established. They ran the ball extremely effective against Murray State. They're not going to line up and just try to run it right at Tennessee, Eric. I think this is a game where you better be ready for flea flicker, end around, double reverse, all kinds of stuff like that. Because I mean, fake a punt. You better. This is a head on a swivel game mentally for Tennessee because I think they'll try anything.
No, I agree. Again, what do you have to lose? This is a payday game for ETSU. You're coming down to Tennessee, and you're expected to lose by a large margin. You want to build off what you did last week against Murray State. And again, I agree with you. They're not just going to line up and run it down Tennessee's throat. But you almost ran for 400 yards last week. So they're going to run. They're going to play both those quarterbacks. Going back and look at the play-by-play for ETSU against Murray State, they went McNamara the first 2 series. Then the other guy's name is escaping me. He played the 2 series, and then they kind of flip-flop back and forth from there. So I think Tennessee's going to see 2 quarterbacks. I think Tennessee needs to be ready defensively for pretty much anything, and special teams. Onside kick, pooch kicks, anything like that can give a little bit of an advantage momentum-wise to ETSU.
Well, they're going to go from a coach that went for it on 4th down a bunch last week to potentially another kind of PlayStation coach to Kirby Smart. He does not do any of that stuff. He just kind of does what they do.
Well, I think Fran Brown went for it on 4th down because I think he's
Game spiraled a little bit.
Well, and I
early.
think he's still trying to build trust in his defense. I think he felt like he had to try to match scores. I mean, they chased points early with 2-point conversions and didn't have to do that. ETSU's thought process is we're trying to get this game in the second half. How do we do that? You got to be as aggressive as you can potentially be and take all kinds of crazy shots and do different things because you probably don't feel like you can line up and just go toe-to-toe between the tackles against Tennessee.
We asked for bold takes last week. This week, it's a lesser game. Give me the young guy that makes some plays in this game because of opportunity that fans are going to be clamoring for more of after this one.
I'm going to go Travis Smith. I think this is Travis Smith going to get his hands on the ball more in the passing game. I think he's going to have a bigger role. So I'm taking the freshman receiver.
I was going to already take Mike Matthews. Does that count? I mean, does he count as a young guy? Or
No, he's a starter, so
He's
I'm
a
going to
starter.
I'm talking about.
He's starting the second game of his career.
I'm more talking about a guy that's going to get opportunity because of it's being a lesser game.
I mean, is Jordan Ross qualified? I mean,
I'll go with that one,
He's in
yes.
rotation.
Yeah.
He's in rotation, but he'll play more this week, I think, in the second. I like Jordan Ross. Only 1 tackle last week. Man, he flashed.
The president allows you to pick that one.
Thank
so
you.
you should acknowledge him and say thank you.
Game.
Give me the tailback, Dewan Morris. Got a little bit of run on Saturday and was back there to return some kicks, but I think he'll run the football more on Saturday. And the way Tennessee's running the football right now, whoever's back there is going to have success.
I'm going to go Jaden Harmon. He flashed a little bit Saturday. I was going to either go Smith or DeJuan Morris, but since you guys picked him, I'll go Jaden Harmon. He flashed Saturday for me at linebacker. I think he'll get even more opportunities to flash this Saturday against ETSU. It's the Vols and Bucks coming up Saturday, that being a mid-afternoon kick, just what we love to take up the entire day. For Eric Kane, Rob Lewis, and Brent Hubbs, I'm Austin Price. By the way, nice jacket. Good job, Miss Hubbs. This has been the Rocky Top Roundtable.